Okay. Test. Okay. Cool. Is that true?
I love swag cat. I love swag cat.
I'm not hearing that. Bro. Okay, I guess I'm not using the headphones. That's fine. Is that just through my speaker?
I love swag cat.
Yeah, it is. Okay. I guess I'll turn off helium audio. It can just go in through my mic. Okay, friends, we're locking in. Yeah. That would be a WAN. That would be a wide area network. Globally unique, would that be 64? 48. Okay. I'm going too fast. Already. I'm already going too fast. In conjunction with IPsec, is it L2TP? TTL. Isn't it the number of hops? Even though it stands for time to live? Physical step in troubleshooting IP config issues if you've ruled out problems in the physical and data link layer. Potential security concern associated with maintaining reverse lookup zones. It can expose, is it 4? Isn't it 4? And then it's 48. Yeah. It didn't make the sound. You manage a network that uses multiple switches. You want to provide multiple paths between switches. Oh, so that if one link goes down, an alternate path is available. Couldn't that just be done with STP? Appliance firewall. Ping. Show startup config. I feel like it's either 1 or 4. Operational status is a little weird because I can't imagine if like if a switch starts up with a certain config, that if you run show startup config, like if it boots with a certain config and then you change the configuration and then you run this command, that it would show the current status of it, like with the change stuff. So I feel like 1 seems more likely. Purpose of the detection phase in a power over Ethernet switch. I guess 2. Security solution protects these applications from web-based attacks while ensuring high availability. Would that be a web application firewall? Segment A, data intensive. Segment B, light office work. Segment A, under heavy load. It impacts the performance of segment B. Installing an Ethernet bridge. Which of the following outcomes should the admin expect after installing an Ethernet bridge between segment A and segment B? And an Ethernet bridge is functionally identical to a network switch. Into a single collision domain? I don't even think that exists in this scenario. Like the opportunity for a collision domain. It might be 3, yeah. Configuring the IP address for a host, and have been asked to use which subnet mask value would you use? So that's 16. So that's 3, because that's CIDR addressing. A network admin is setting up a new office with an 802.11n wireless network. The office is in a building with many other businesses, all of which use Wi-Fi. Best possible performance for video conferencing and file transfers. Would it be channel bonding? You're a help desk tech, third-party application. Despite explaining the situation and attempting to provide general advice, the customer becomes increasingly difficult and abusive, insisting that your company should resolve their issue. What must be configured if DHCP services are located in a different VLAN from client devices? Relay. Typical feature of a work group used switch. A work group switched used at the access layer. God. Full mesh topology? I don't know. A work group switch? Work group. Ethernet switches from different vendors come in a variety of ranges to support various types of networks. While the basic model might feature 12 to 48 ports and little scope for expansion, advanced switches support interconnections via high-speed backplanes and expandable capability through plug-in modules. Plus, would that be SFP plug-in modules? Plus power supply redundancy, management consoles, and transceivers for fiber optic connectivity. Example of a work group switch. Okay. What is a work group switch? So, yeah, so there's 3-tiered network hierarchy, and then these are connected, these are connected through a mesh topology. Or maybe not, because those two aren't connected. But, the access or edge layer, and that is, the very bottom layer, work group switches. Access or edge layer allows end-user devices such as computers, printers, and smartphones to connect to the network. The access layer is implemented for each site using structured cabling and wall ports for wired access and access points for wireless access. Both are ultimately connected to work group switches. Switches are deployed to serve the What is a work group switch? I see, okay. So a work group switch is just a switch that, like, Awesome. What can happen if a server or host is configured with the incorrect time? Network admin, Wi-Fi network. Multiple floors of thick concrete walls. What? Bro. Okay. Inverse square rule. As with cabling, attenuation refers to the weakening of the signal as the distance between the devices increases. This can be described more precisely as RF attenuation, or free space path loss. As the distance from the antenna increases, the strength of the signal degrades in accordance with the inverse square rule. For example, doubling the distance increases the signal strength by a factor of 4, meanwhile, interference sources collectively overlay a competing background signal referred to as noise. These factors impose distance limitations on how far a client can be from an access point. Okay. A subinterface and an SVI. I feel like it's either 3 or 4. I've answered this one correctly before. Oh, wait. It might be 2, 3, or 4. Okay, wait. It might not be 4. Is it 2? Okay, it was 4. Oh, encrypting VLAN traffic. What am I doing? It says encrypting. That has nothing to do with this. This isn't an encryption question. God, that was stupid. You're in the middle of a big project at work. All your work files are to serve in the office, and you want to access the RDP. Purpose of applying an IP config to each interface on a router. Would that be V2C? Okay, V3. Simple network management protocol. Oh god, yeah, SNMP, because otherwise it uses community strings, right? Yeah, SNMP, the community strings are unencrypted on SNMP v2, but on SNMP v3, the community strings are encrypted. Which physical aspect should you inspect first? I think you would check the status LEDs, so it's 1 or 4. I think it's 1. Okay, it has nothing to do with the physical LEDs. What am I doing? What am I doing? What's wrong with me? Physical ports that correspond to disabled interfaces. And patch cables connecting 2 ports on the same switch. Okay. Oh. Network cables don't have status LEDs. Because of course they don't. The port has status LEDs. Oh, right. You would check all the stuff on the computer first. Factor of 4. Because that one uses encrypted community strings. God. And now it makes the sound now, which is really weird. I don't know. It used to do it when I finished the last question, but now it doesn't when I start the first of the next set of questions. That was just a stupid question. CSMA CD and a hub-based Ethernet. It prevents collisions. Aggregation tap, drop frames under heavy load. Is it a 48-bit number? Which network? Oh yeah, because God, IPv6 is an 128-bit number, and I guess MAC addresses are like a little under half the length of one of those. Which networking function or device is associated with this session layer? Would that be session ID number? What is the role of gateway next hop parameter in a routing table? the answer was kind of in the question there. Associated with the transport layer. Is it translates data? It's port number. Okay. I just remember getting one of the questions wrong and the answer always being translates data, and it really bothered me. And I was like, oh, is this the translates data question? But it's not. How do gateways in a site-to-site VPN establish a secure connection? I don't know. In a site-to-site VPN, I guess exchanging security info, but that's just how everything works. Considered more secure. An internet gateway and a NAT gateway. Oh god, this one, it's 2 or 4. I always mix them up. Is it 2? Yeah, okay. What is the primary function of CDP? I guess that one, because that's the only one that would possibly make sense. And this one's port number. Whoopsie daisy. And it was supposed to make the sound there, but instead it'll do it now. I don't know why it does that. What is a feature similar to dynamic ARP inspection, but for IPv6? Neighbor discovery. In the context of VoIP. What is an availability now is text for a 200? What is a potential drawback of using an active tap? Would it be a point of failure? Yeah, okay. Main difference between screen cabling and fully shielded cabling. Isn't it 1? Screen cable is one thin outer foil shield around all pairs. Screen cable is usually designated as screen twisted pair or foiled unshielded twisted pair, sometimes just called foiled twisted pair. Fully shielded cabling has a braided outer screen and foil shielded pairs and is referred to as shielded foiled twisted pair. This is like kind of a weird thing. This is like kind of a tongue twister, right? Am I just like dyslexic or something, or is this like difficult to read? Fully shielded cabling is a braided outed screen in foil shielded pairs. It is referred to as a shielded foil twisted pair. That's crazy, right? There are also variants with a foil outer shield. Okay, so this isn't accurate because it uses more than one braided outer screen. Okay, and screen cabling. Okay, this is a more accurate way of describing screen cabling, so I get that. What is a unique identifier for each Ethernet network interface port? MAC address. What does the client ensure to via ARP message? Screen cabling and fully shielded cabling around all pairs. You're configuring a new firewall for your company's network. You want to ensure that the firewall does not inadvertently allow packets through that should be blocked. You are managing a cloud environment that hosts several apps. You notice that one of the applications is experiencing slow response times due to its high traffic. You decide to isolate this application's resources by moving them to their own VPC. What must you ensure to maintain connectivity between this isolated application and the rest of the environment? I don't know. Notice one of the applications. Moving them to a VPC. Ensure connectivity. Oh, a VPN. 150, 50% growth. Isn't 50%, so 50% of 150 is 75, and then 150 plus 75 is 225, so that'd be 256. Right? Am I crazy? Okay. What happens when a routing protocols database contains more than one route to the same destination prefix? To create a VLAN, that would be a switch. Root DNS server. Would that be 3? Of a screen subnet in network security? I remember getting that one wrong in the past, and I think I chose 2 when I got that one wrong in the past, but this time I chose 4, which is correct. What additional feature standard to introduce the 5 gigahertz band? Would that be... What is hertz? It's the... Isn't it the distance between... Is that crazy? Isn't it the distance between waves? Like 5 gigahertz is like, but then like 2.4 gigahertz is like, you know what I'm saying? So would that be reduced channel width? No, I don't think, because a channel is like, 2.4 gigahertz, it has like 11 channels or whatever, and there's three that don't overlap. What is it? I mean, increased data rates? This sounds like really technical and correct, and it's the longest one. But like increased data rates just seems true, because like 5 gigahertz does have increased data rates. But additional feature, does the standard introduce? Is it DFS? Okay. What's the primary purpose of FTP? Oh boy, I wonder what file transfer protocol is for. What should be checked if a single client cannot resolve names? That'd be the DNS server. But wish to minimize the output to only essential information. Isn't it 1? An LDAP, distinguished name, a series of attribute value pairs. What is the primary purpose of a hybrid topology? I don't know. What does a hybrid topology necessarily mean? Because if it means like a hybrid between like a star topology and a mesh topology, 4 would be the answer. But I mean, this could also be true because this refers to a star topology. And so does this. I'm actually going to go for this. I could be wrong. Okay. Because it's talking about the integration between a star and a mesh topology. You're a network admin tasked with configuring a new network that includes several switches. One of the switches is connected to the network's high bandwidth backbone. You want to ensure this switch is selected as the root bridge. As the root bridge? That one? Right, because because an STP priority is handled with whatever's the lowest. Would that be cross-site scripting? Is it replay attacks? I remember is it replay attacks? Sorry everyone, be right back for like 2 minutes. Hello all, I'm back. Between a server and a network, 4 1 gigabits Ethernet ports. It's so over. And I did a bunch of research. I did diff serve too. God. Because I got this question wrong. I just need to learn dig syntax. God, that's embarrassing. Oh, is my stream audio low? I just checked chat for the first time. Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. I don't know what makes that happen. Sometimes my microphone volume goes all the way down, like my microphone input volume. It's really weird. It's not something I control in OBS, but it just goes down sometimes. I think it happens when I join a Discord call. I don't know. It's really weird. Okay. Misconfigured firewall potentially allow that increases security risks. Because traffic that should be blocked. It's fine. It's yeah. Using wireless LAN controllers in an enterprise network. Wireless LAN controllers. Would that be two? I don't even really know what this thing is. A wireless LAN controller. I feel like it's... Oh, is it 3? Okay. It's like an AAA server. Oh, wait, no, it's not. What am I thinking of? Is that what I just answered? No, I mean, I get it. I get it. Isn't it, oh god, it's either slew or skew. And I always, like, think it's one thing, and then I change my mind and I pick something else. Is it slew? I could be wrong. Okay. That's one. It doesn't hurt though, I don't think. I got that one confused with APC in the past. Software-defined wide area network can secure access to the cloud. 2? There's a weird sounding truck that just went down our street. It's over. Dude. I mean, it's also, there's, like... Oh, between different access blocks? Okay, I get it, because the access block, like, the access tier and the distribution tier are, like, right next to each other. So why would the core layer provide internet connection between different access blocks if the core layer is all the way up here? Like, the core layer only interacts with the distribution layer. And the distribution layer interacts with both the core layer and the access blocks. That makes sense. Isn't GRE just encapsulation? Okay. What is PPP? Oh, okay. I was confusing GRE with PPP. PPP is just encapsulation. It would convert the DC power stored in the batteries to AC power. So that would be the opposite of a inverter, right? That would be a transformer. Okay. It was the other way around. I need to get better at electronics. Are true characteristics of RJ45 connectors. It's not 4. It's not 3. It might be 1 or 2. I think it's 1. God, I read web server and I think a record. But I don't even read up here. I don't even read up here and I don't realize it's talking about a thing that you're hosting on your... Dude, oh my god. Of traffic shapers. Inverter. I'm kind of doing horribly right now. I feel like it's either 2 or 4. And it's irritating because I've used a wire mount tester in my 8+ class. This is where both ends of a single wire in one pair are wired to terminals belonging to a different pair. Okay. So like I'm gonna check the chat again. Yeah, I am still using the guide. It's nice. It's a useful guide. And it's better than asking a large language model, even though 3.1 Pro is so nice. Have you seen the, I know I said I'm not reading chat, I'm not after this, but have you seen the, check this out, look, 3.1 Pro preview at 57, while Opus 4.6 max thinking effort is at 53. Isn't that insane? It's so crazy. And then you look at the deltas, like all the way down, like it's crazy. Like you don't, like it's such a gigantic leap. It's so bonkers. God. Yeah, right? It's crazy. Okay. But there's a specific catch. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, both ends of a single wire in one pair are wired to terminals belonging to a different pair. That makes sense now that I understand what it is. God. This is the stupidest question in the world. God. And I get this one regularly. I get this one wrong regularly because it's like so vague. Configuration issues and physical layer issues. First step? They should have done the Oxford comma. Is that what that is? I love the I have an Oxford comma addiction. What? Why was there a... What? That's so crazy. Dude. Okay. Is that malware? An attack on the network. Oh god. Of a standard Ethernet frame? I'm pretty sure it's 3. I'm pretty sure there's... Is it an error checking field? Payload size indicator. What? Isn't there a payload size indicator somewhere though? Is it in the is it in an IPv4 packet? What? While this answers, I'm gonna get some water. And I know I misspelled of. also got some Trisket. But it definitely shows up higher in the network strat in this band. IPv4 packet, there's a total length field. It gives you the size of the whole packet. Is this loud? Yeah, you guys are right. Hello, 057901. I recognize you. As opposed to you, Rafi. I don't know who you are. I don't recognize you at all. You know, yeah, I do lie. I have checked chat a few times, but it's on a separate workspace. Like I have to do I have to do a little key combination to see the chat, and so it's not as easy as just like looking to the left of my monitor. You know, I have to like voluntarily look at the chat, but I am right now, and I do know who you are, Rafi. I was making a joke. You're the goat. You're the goat, Rafi. Don't worry. Okay. Isn't it DHCP Discover? You find that it can't get an IP address from the DHCP server. You check the link and status lights and see that the connection is working properly. A ping to the workstation's loopback address succeeds. Is it an incorrect VLAN assignment? It's either 1 or 3. The loopback address works. The connection is working. Is it VLAN? Here's a better look at what Trisket looks like, by the way. Hold on. Focus. You have autofocus. Come on. There we go. That's a stupid thing I forgot. Oh my god! I meant to press 3, I'm sorry. I was distracted. It's not 1. It's not 3. It could be 2. It also could be 4 because when the T2 timer expires is when it starts, instead of trying to access the DHCP server that it originally used, it starts trying to access, it starts doing broadcast. It starts doing broadcasts on the network to see if it can connect to a DHCP server. So when updating its own IP address, I guess it does do broadcast addressing. But this is also true. Like, I'm pretty sure this is also correct. Like, if you're doing a network scan, like, I think it would do broadcast addressing, but I'm gonna go for 4. Okay, that's weird. Oh, sure. Okay, right. Because it doesn't do the broadcast addressing when it's updating its own IP address. It does broadcast addressing when it's trying to renew its DHCP lease, which I guess is fair. I was being a little too detail oriented there. God. Okay. Sure. um, spatial diversity. It's not. I don't think it's 4. It's either 1, 2, or 3, which is like still too broad. Um, the same data stream over multiple antennas. Unless antenna means something different than I think it means. I'd never see devices with multiple antennas. No, the iPhone has like 30 antennas, doesn't it? And they're like integrated into the frame of the phone, right? But is it to increase range? No, it's for something else, right? It's to like. I don't know if it's necessarily to increase range using a single, but also like I don't think it's 2. Is it 3? What? Oh, I spelt spatial wrong. Okay. So I guess it's sort of definitionally spatial diversity. Man. Because the Rafi, the reason I'm asking Gemini was because I wasn't sure if it was like, if I had like a really weird question. Like I wasn't sure if my reasoning was wrong. You know, because like sometimes like this was shown earlier with the DHCP thing. Like like your reasoning isn't necessarily wrong, but it's not what the answer is looking for. Is it not about range? Stronger signal. Multiple receive antennas can derive a stronger signal. Doesn't that imply... Well, sure, but isn't the utility of using different frequencies to have a stronger signal? Oh! It literally says right here. I know what you're saying. Can also be used to improve signal reliability rather than boosting bandwidth. Does it talk about boosting bandwidth here? Yeah, a 4x4 to 4? I don't know how I would vocalize that. Access point could allocate two streams carrying different data to a certain client, increasing bandwidth. This is referred to as spatial multiplexing. Oh, okay. So spatial multiplexing is for the purpose of... Okay. Spatial multiplexing is for the purpose of increasing bandwidth, while spatial diversity is for the purpose of improving reliability. Yeah, sorry. Do you know who JSlat is? Do you know who that is? Man, I actually have a long history of JSlat. I used to watch JSlat since it's similar to my history with Wilbur Soot. I've been watching JSlat since he was uploading videos on his main channel. No, not JSlat Live. Yeah, JSlat. Yeah, I've been watching him since... I mean... they kind of are bootlickers. I don't know, it is like a news story. Whenever there's like a big news story, it always puts it on the front page, like even during the Biden administration. Oh, wait, hold on. I actually really quick, I want to see what the what the Fantano Baby Keem review is. 7? That's pretty good. 7 out of 10. Okay. Anyway, was not pinned to the top. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It is a little weird that it's pinned at the top. I don't know if that's happened before. Bro. Okay. Yeah, but I've been watching a JSlat since Oh man, I forgot. Sleep Deprived Podcast used to be on the main JSlat channel. Um, uh, yeah, so I've been watching JSlat since Elon Are You Okay 8 years ago. That's when I subscribed to him. And then he started doing, before he streamed on uh, Twitch, he used to live stream on YouTube. And I was there when he was doing his 100,000 subscriber special. Um, he was doing this really stupid bit where he kept saying that he would face reveal at 100,000 subscribers, but then he would face reveal. No, but it wasn't this. It wasn't. Yeah, he kept saying he would have face reveal at 100K, but then it was just the what's poppin' guy, and he was like, "This is what I look like," and it was like a troll stream. It was so crazy. Like the entire like I was there the entire time he was hyping up like, oh guys, I'm gonna hit 100,000 subscribers, and then oh man, my parents are home, or my dad's home. Okay, I'm gonna have to mute my microphone. Man, shout out JSlat. He really. Oh, anyway, the reason I mentioned it is because JSlat, like, he has the funny mic. He doesn't really do it anymore, but the funny mic that he had is the Logitech C920, which is this exact webcam, this exact microphone. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna do my schoolwork now. Yes. Oh, my mic's on. Is enable even a command? It's so over. Enable is a really common command. Enable bumps you into privileged mode, and then from there you can type configure terminal to enter global configuration mode. Okay, I see. Because I remember enable like being like kind of like su, right? Like you do sudo su dash, and it brings you into the root user. But okay, but configure terminal is like if you do su as the root user, which is kind of a silly. That's kind of when the analogy breaks down, but you know. I mean, maybe not one, but there would probably need to be a few. But no, like, for real, like, I do recall an enable command. Yeah, enable, and then you do configure terminal. See? That's true, that's true. Though, I do believe Gemini 3.1 Pro does do pretty well on the omniscience benchmark. Yeah, it has 30 compared to yeah, so like 0 means as many correct as incorrect answers, and negative scores mean more incorrect than correct. And this would mean, you know, when it gets information it can't access, it either makes something up. Well, no, it just makes something up. But then if it's above here, it means it says it doesn't make. It says it doesn't know, right? It doesn't know this info. And 3.1 Pro is the best at this. But I do know what you're saying. Like, it could still hallucinate it, because 31 still isn't a great score, or 30 still isn't a great score. I was confusing. I was confusing the score with the name. A choke point. Isn't it dial a landline? Then configure terminal. Then it makes a sound now. What does a public cloud deployment model offer? I don't think it's 2. Are subnet calculations unnecessary if you use DHCP? I mean, maybe not, because the only time you would really be doing subnet calculations is if you're doing manual configuration, which you wouldn't be doing with DHCP. So maybe 2 is correct. Yeah, okay, it's not 3. Okay, it's not 3. Oh wait, 1 and 4 are identical. Is it 1? Okay. That sucks. prevention type physical controls. That is why locks exist. Over net tools, that would be, isn't it IP over netstat? Is it IP route 2? A zone index? That's kind of a weird IP address. You do it in reverse, so it would start with 5. Or wait, what? It'd be 54.311, right? Oh, 3 and 4 are identical. Is it 3? Okay. What? Right, because ivconfig is Windows. Okay, I'm done for now. I have to go to work in like a couple hours.